Welcome to the deep dive, where we take your questions, your sources, and your curiosity and distill them into insights you can use. Today, we're really digging into something fascinating, the very essence of what it means to be truly free. We're exploring a captivating perspective from Toltec wisdom, which kind of challenges everything we might think we know about liberation.
That's right. This deep dive will explore how external forces, and perhaps even more surprisingly, our own internal workings might be holding us back,
Yeah.
from living our most authentic lives. Our mission is to uncover what truly causes this lack of freedom and then reveal practical pathways, drawing on this ancient wisdom to reclaim it for yourself.
Yeah, get ready, because what we're about to unpack might just change how you see your everyday choices. It promises to shift perspectives, maybe in ways you don't expect. So we talk a lot about freedom, right? In society, national freedom, personal
Yes,
freedom.
it's a big topic.
But the Toltec wisdom we're exploring today asks a really provocative question. Are we truly free? Free to be who we deeply are? And the answer, it suggests, is, it's resounding no.
What's fascinating here is the comparison made between us as adults and very young children. I mean, really young.
Like toddlers.
Exactly. This perspective describes a 2, 3, or maybe 4-year-old child as a completely wild human, like a flower, a tree, or an animal that hasn't been domesticated.
Not wild, okay.
These children are joyful, exploring, living fully in the present moment. They're unafraid to express their feelings, unafraid to love. This is painted as the description of, well, a normal human being, the natural state.
That image of the wild child is powerful. It really is. So if
Yeah.
that's our natural state, then what happens to us as adults? Why are we so different?
Well, the material attributes this loss of wildness, this loss of freedom, to something it calls the book of law, the big judge, and the victim that come to rule our lives.
The judge and the victim.
Okay. It describes this whole thing as a process of domestication, like a chain of training passed down through generations.
Domestication. That sounds pretty strong.
It is. But the important insight here is that there's no need to blame parents or anyone else. I mean, they could only teach what they knew, right? Often from their own fears and beliefs.
Right. They're part of the same chain.
Exactly. So the real responsibility this wisdom suggests lies in recognizing this cycle and actively choosing to stop the abuse, freeing ourselves from the tyranny of that inner judge and the role of the victim.
You know those moments when you're just lost in something fun, maybe painting or playing music or just laughing, and you feel truly like unburdened happy?
Yeah, totally.
The Toltec perspective suggests that's the real you, that wild child who never truly grew up, but then responsibilities kick in, right? And our faces change, we become serious, we lose that childlike freedom. And one really striking idea mentioned is that for every 1,000 people, maybe 999 are completely domesticated. And a lot of us aren't even aware of it.
And that raises a crucial point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because if we're not even aware of the problem, well, how can we solve it? Awareness, then, is presented as the foundational first step, the absolute first step toward personal freedom.
Okay, awareness first. So if this domestication process strips our freedom, what's really at the heart of it? This wisdom introduces a really vivid and maybe unsettling metaphor to explain it.
Which one is that?
It presents the judge, the victim, and our entire belief system, not just as abstract ideas, but as a parasite that invades the human mind.
The parasite, yeah. It's a powerful, almost biological metaphor. From the Toltec point of view, domesticated humans are considered sick precisely because this psychic or, emotional energy parasite controls the mind and brain.
Controls the mind. How?
It survives and thrives on negative emotions that come from fear. That's its food. It sucks energy without giving anything useful back, and it hurts its host, us, little by little, much like a biological parasite would, right?
Wow. Okay, so if our brain is the factory of emotions, as the source puts it, and our mind's main function is to dream,
Which it is, according to this view.
then the parasite effectively takes control of our personal dream. It's like it's dreaming through our mind and living its life through our body.
That's exactly the idea. So the freedom we seek is simply using our own mind and body, living our own life, instead of the life the parasite dictates.
That really shifts the perspective.
It does. And this leads to a clear choice for you, the listener. Either you surrender to the judge and victim, continuing to live in what the Toltec tradition calls the dream of the planet.
The collective dream, sort of.
Yeah, the standard domesticated reality.
Right.
Or you rebel. This rebellion is described as declaring a war against the parasite. A war for our independence, the right to use our own
A
minds.
war.
This, we learn, is the real meaning of being a warrior in these shamanic traditions. Not fighting others, but fighting this internal parasite.
Okay, so if war is declared, what's the strategy? You mentioned awareness is the first step.
Absolutely foundational. The wisdom explains that if you're not aware that your mind is full of wounds and emotional poison, you cannot even begin to heal them. It's like trying to clean a wound you don't know exists.
Makes sense.
So with awareness, you can rebel. You can begin to transform your personal dream. The Toltecs, therefore, became dream masters. They learned to create a masterpiece of life by making conscious choices, not just reacting based on the parasite's programming.
Dream masters. I like that. So how do they structure this? You mentioned masteries earlier.
Yes, exactly. There are three key masteries that define the Toltec path to freedom.
Okay, what are they?
First, there's the mastery of awareness. This is basically about truly knowing who we really are beneath all the layers of domestication, really seeing the parasite and seeing the real you.
Knowing yourself. Got it.
Then, the mastery of transformation. This teaches us how to actually change those ingrained patterns and be free from the domestication. The practical steps.
Okay, the how.
And finally, the mastery of intent. Now, this isn't just about willpower. This wisdom describes it as the part of life that makes energy transformation possible. It's linked to, well, unconditional love. The power of love in action, shaping our reality. So in essence, it's the mastery of love.
Awareness, transformation, intent, or love. That's a powerful progression. So how does a warrior, using this framework, actually fight this parasite? What are the practical approaches outlined?
Right, the source details three distinct approaches a warrior can take to fight and ultimately destroy this parasite. Each has its own level of challenge.
Okay, lay them out for us.
First up, attacking fears head-on. This involves facing each of your fears one by one. It's described as a slow process, definitely takes time, but every time you confront and overcome a fear, you become a little more free.
Slow but steady. Makes sense. What's the second?
Second is starving the parasite. The idea here is to stop feeding it by gaining control of your emotions and refraining from fueling those fear-based emotions, anger, sadness, jealousy, etc.
Cut off its food supply.
Exactly. But the text admits this is very difficult, really hard, because the judge and victim are already so deeply embedded, already in control of the emotional reactions.
Yeah, I can see how that would be tough. What's the third option?
The third is the initiation of the dead. This is presented as the most challenging, but also potentially the fastest. It's described as a symbolic death.
Symbolic death.
Yes, it kills the parasite without harming the physical body. It requires, as the source puts it, a great deal of courage. It's a profound shift.
Okay, three paths. Face fears, starve the parasite, or the symbolic death. Let's maybe circle back to the second one, starving it.
If controlling emotions is so hard because the judge and victim are dominant, what practical advice does this wisdom offer? How do you even start? That's where the art of transformation really comes in. It's about essentially rewriting your own story, your personal dream.
Rewriting your story.
Yeah.
How?
Well, remember the process of domestication, where outside influences shapes your beliefs. That's called the dream of the first attention, basically, the reality we initially perceive, the one given to us.
Okay, the default programming.
Kind of, yeah. But the powerful revelation here is that we can consciously create a dream of the second attention, a new self-authored reality. Unlike when you were a child, you now have a choice in what you believe and how you live.
So it starts with seeing the old dream, clearly.
Exactly. The first step is becoming aware of what the source calls the fog in your mind. You know, the drama, the confusion, the suffering in your life that results from beliefs that might not even be true.
Right. Untangling that.
Then you take an inventory, a real honest look at all your self-limiting, fear-based beliefs and agreements, the things you unconsciously agreed to believe about yourself and the world.
And the art of transformation is about changing those.
Fundamentally, yes.
Yeah.
Changing those fear-based agreements. And one powerful way to do this, the text suggests, is to explore and adopt alternative beliefs, like the 4 agreements, for instance.
The 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word.
Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. These principles are presented as a kind of declaration of war against the parasite. They're designed to systematically dismantle the habits that cause emotional pain and open the door to that new dream.
Declaring war with new agreements. That sounds like, well, a monumental task.
Right.
Breaking all those old, deeply ingrained beliefs. How do you get the power to do that?
It is a big task. The text describes it like a journey into the desert, where you have to meet your inner demons, your fears, your limiting beliefs face to face.
Facing the demons.
But the idea is that by facing them, you transform them. They become angels on the other side. Breaking old agreements requires personal power. You don't tackle the biggest ones first, you start small.
Like building a muscle.
Exactly. Think about the example given. A girl who was always told she couldn't sing. She might start by just humming to herself, then maybe singing quietly when alone, even if it sounds bad at first. Each attempt, each tiny act of rebellion against the old belief builds her personal power.
So little by little.
It's a slow, step-by-step process because, let's face it, we are addicted to being the way we are. Addicted to the familiar drama, anger, jealousy, self-pity, those beliefs like I'm not good enough.
Addicted to suffering in a way.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
So, to adopt new agreements, repetition is absolutely key. As the saying goes, repetition makes the master.
Yeah.
You practice the new agreements over and over until they become stronger than the old ones.
That makes sense. Practice repetition. The text also has this vivid point about how much energy our emotions drain, right?
Oh, absolutely. It gives that example. Imagine waking up feeling great, enthusiastic. Then you have a huge fight with someone.
Yeah.
And afterwards, you feel completely drained, exhausted. Maybe you want to cry. Those uncontrolled emotional outbursts just deplete the energy we desperately need to actually change our lives, to build that new dream.
So the uncontrolled emotions feed the parasite ND, drain our power to fight it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this raises another important point. When you are angry or sad or fearful, your whole perception of the world changes, doesn't it?
Totally. Everything looks negative.
Right. And the wisdom uses another striking analogy here. The human mind as infected skin.
Infected skin. How so?
Think about it. If you have badly injured or infected skin, even the slightest touch hurts intensely.
Okay.
Similarly, our emotional body, due to domestication, is described as being completely covered with infected wounds. These are the emotional hurts, the fears, the stored pain. So when life touches us in certain ways, we react with disproportionate pain, and we think this pain is normal.
But the source says it's not normal.
Exactly. It emphasizes that this state of constant potential emotional pain is a disease, a result of the domestication, not the natural human condition.
So if our state of mind is like this disease of fear, this infected skin,
Right.
what's the cure offered by this Toltec wisdom?
The cure, it suggests, is powerful and perhaps simple, but not easy. Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Forgiving others. Or ourselves.
Both, really.
Oh.
But the key reason given is not because others necessarily deserve it. It's because we love ourselves enough to stop paying for past injustices, to stop carrying that burden.
So forgiveness is for our own freedom.
Exactly. It means letting go of resentment. It means stopping that inner judge from constantly condemning ourselves and others. It means freeing ourselves from always playing the victim.
That makes sense. But how do you know if you've truly forgiven someone or something? It can be tricky.
The benchmark given is pretty clear. You know you've truly forgiven when seeing the person, or even just hearing their name, no longer triggers an emotional reaction. The charge is gone.
No more pain when touched, like the healthy skin analogy.
Precisely. The source says, the truth is like a scalpel. It might hurt initially as it opens the wounds covered by lies, what it calls the denial system, but it's necessary for true healing. A healthy mind, like healthy skin, can be touched without hurting.
So it's not about suppressing emotions then?
No, not at all. The warrior's discipline isn't about repression. It's about controlling them, refraining from expressing them destructively or at the wrong moment, choosing your response.
Right.
This conscious control allows us to conserve that vital energy, gain enough personal power to finally change those deep, fear-based agreements and create our own personal heaven instead of a personal hell.
Control through refraining, leading to power. Okay. That brings us back to that third most intense path you mentioned earlier, embracing the initiation of the dead, taking death itself as our teacher. That sounds incredibly profound, maybe even a little daunting.
It does sound daunting, but what's fascinating here is the perspective. The angel of death, in this metaphorical sense, isn't something to fear, but a teacher that shows us how to be truly alive.
How does that work?
Well, think about it. If you knew, really knew, you had only 1 week left to live, what would you do?
Probably not worry about small stuff anymore.
Exactly. You basically have two choices. Suffer about the end coming, or use every single moment to be happy, to be authentically yourself, to stop trying to please others just to fit in. Live fully, basically. Right. The angel of death encourages living each day as if it's your last, expressing gratitude, expressing love without holding back because, hey, there might not be a tomorrow to do it.
That's a powerful way to live. So this initiation, it's about embracing that awareness.
It's about being ready for a symbolic death. It means the old dream, in your mind, the parasite, the judge, the victim, all those old agreements will die forever. It's a total reset.
So the parasite dies, not you.
Correct. While your memories remain, the parasite itself, the structure of those limiting beliefs, is gone. But the source explains the judge and victim will fight this transformation tooth and nail. They'll make you feel like you are the one dying, when in fact it is the parasite that's dying. It takes courage to go through that.
And the reward for surviving this?
The reward is described as resurrection, arising from the dead, metaphorically speaking, being truly alive again, like that wild child we talked about, but with a crucial difference.
What's the difference?
Freedom with wisdom instead of freedom with innocence. You've seen through the illusions. This allows you to truly break free from domestication, heal your mind completely, and think, reason, and perceive with perfect clarity.
Freedom with wisdom. That's a beautiful concept. And there's a core lesson about surrender connected to this angel of death idea, isn't there?
Yes, a very profound one. The angels essentially tells us, look, everything that exists here is mine. It is not yours. Your house, your spouse, your children, your car, your career, your money. Everything is mine, and I can take it away when I want to, but for now, you can use it.
Wow, that's humbling.
It is. But the point isn't morbid. By surrendering to this truth, by detaching from ownership and appreciating the use, we can be happy forever. Because the angel of death in this teaching takes the past away. All the regrets, the burdens, the what-ifs. It makes it possible to truly live in the present.
Because the parasite is what keeps us chained to the past.
Exactly. The parasite makes us carry that heavy burden of the past, which prevents us from fully enjoying the now or even dreaming freely about the future without fear. So this whole teaching, this initiation, is profoundly about embracing the present moment, free from the parasite's influence.
Okay, so let's try to synthesize this. What does this all mean for you, our listener? We've journeyed through this Toltec understanding of true freedom, uncovering this idea of an internal parasite, the judge, the victim, our ingrained beliefs.
And we've explored the power of awareness as the first step. Then the art of transformation, how you actually change by replacing old fear-based agreements with new ones, like maybe the 4 agreements.
Right, and the discipline of the warrior, learning to control emotions not by suppressing, but by refraining and practicing forgiveness for our own liberation.
And finally, we've touched upon that really radical concept of the initiation of the dead, a path to symbolic resurrection, leading to a life lived with profound wisdom and presence, truly in the now.
Yeah, and the core message that seems to run through all of this is that the suffering in your life, well, much of it isn't necessary. And the tools to break free are actually within your grasp. It takes work, definitely, but they're there.
Absolutely. It's within reach.
The Toltec path offers this stark, maybe liberating reminder. You are not your wounds, and you don't have to keep carrying the weight of the past. So, the provocative thought we want to leave you with is this. If you were truly, unequivocally free, free from the judge, the victim, the parasite, free to be yourself, right now, in this very moment, what would you choose? What would you choose to do, to feel, to create?